While all the excitement is focused around Camellya, there is another character coming in version 1.4, and I'm talking about Lumi. And in this video, we are going to discuss how to build this 4-star Electro Broadblade Resonator. So, why don't you join me, watch this video, and let's discuss this in the chats or the comments. Roll that intro! Let's go! Hello everyone! Kamusta sa inyong lahat mga kapitbahay, mga kaibigan? You guys better strap in for this video because version 1.4 is about to drop a shiny new addition to our rosters. And guess what? She's not just another face in the Electro crowd, no. Lumi is going to be the first ever Electro Broadblade user. And she is ready to carve her way into our hearts and our teams. Also, did I mention that she is going to be a 4-star Resonator? Unfortunately, you have to wish in the second phase of version 1.4 in order to obtain this Electro Broadblade DPS unit. Let me tell you, Lumi's bringing the sap and the slash, and she's not here to play around. She's tagged as a main DPS 4-star unit, which means if you want her, you're gonna want her to do some serious damage. But here's where it gets tricky. Picking the right weapons, echoes, and team setups for her. First up, let's talk about weapons. Now, if you're feeling like splurging, Lumi's best friend is the 5-star Aegis of Harvest, which is Ji-Yun's best in slot Broadblade. This thing is a chef's kiss for her crit rate stats, which honestly, we all know is exactly what a DPS like Lumi craves. I mean, who doesn't want to crit with every swing, right? But if you don't have that beauty lying around, fear not. We've got Jinxi's Broadblade, another solid 5-star pick. Critical damage is the name of the game here, and it'll get Lumi hitting like a truck. I mean, a nuclear-powered truck. And if it so happens that you don't have these weapons, please do not fret. Ji-Yun is gonna rerun in the second half of version 1.3, while Jinxi will most likely rerun in the second half of version 2.0. So when these characters do rerun, expect that their weapons are also gonna rerun as well. And for those of you who love spamming Resonance Liberation, might I recommend the Lustrous Razor. Energy regeneration for days, man. It's the gift that keeps on giving, like an Energizer bunny, only deadlier, because this weapon allows you to smash that Resonance Liberation over and over until your enemies are nothing but crispy chicharrones. Alright, 4-star weapon lovers, here's some bad news. The best 4-star weapon for Lumi is locked behind the Pioneer podcast. Yes, you heard that right, the Battle Pass. And we are talking about Autumn Trance, which is absolutely bonkers for her. So if you got it, congrats, you're lucky son of a lucky player. But I mean, Lumi's basic attack game is so strong that this weapon's buff just makes her an absolute wrecking ball. But for the rest of us poor souls, there's still Waning Redshift or the Helios Cleaver. Both solid options, and yet they don't disappoint. Waning Redshift amps up her resonance skill damage, which is very nice, while Helios Cleaver gives you a cyclical attack boost. Just make sure you keep an eye on those stacks. And finally, for my real free-to-play warriors out there, don't worry, we've got the Broadblade number 41. The weapon sounds like it was made by some mad scientist, but it's actually quite the powerhouse. Look, energy regen, attack buffs, what more do you need? Just keep that HP above 80% and you'll be golden. Alright, now let's talk about echoes. For Lumi, your best bet is a full 5-piece set of lingering tunes. Yeah, she's a main DPS, so you'll want her on the field as much as possible. The ramp up is a bit slow, but trust me, once this Sonata set is rolling, it's like trying to stop a bullet train. But if you're more of a switch happy type of player, maybe go for the Void Thunder. Lumi's heavy attack mesh super well with it, and you won't have to worry about resetting that pesky effect every time you tag someone else in. But if you're like me, and your random number generator gods like to laugh in your face, you may want to mix and match those sets until the substats stop looking like absolute garbage. As they say, if life gives you lemons, you better start learning how to make a lemonade. Speaking of stats, let's talk numbers. Lumi is all about crit ratio. So aim for a 1-to-2 balance between crit rate and crit damage, plus 70% electro damage boost and 20% energy regen. Yeah, those stats right there. Absolute goals. And don't even get me started on substats. Give her crit, energy regen, attack. You should be okay. And if you get some resonance liberation damage bonus or forte damage bonus or even resonance skill damage bonus, that will be awesome as well on Lumi. Now, you're wondering, where are her abilities? Well, at the moment, her abilities are incomplete yet. So we only have videos that were leaked to base from. Okay? We see the multipliers, but we don't know exactly what those specific abilities are at the moment and what exactly her abilities in general will be like. But we do know based on leaked videos or leaked beta videos that she will be a main DPS unit with long range potential. In addition, I'm also trying my best not to leak any kit information about Lumi in compliance to Kuru Games' request to not leak resonator kits, okay? But I can tell you right now that if you are gonna get her and you're gonna build her for her ability leveling, you max out first her forte circuit, then her resonance skill, and then her resonance liberation. Her basic attack and intro skill come last. Because let's face it, you want her to smash things with style, with power, not with finesse. Now let's move on to team comps. So, who do you team her up with? Well, you have Yinlin and the shorekeeper, and both of them are gonna be her besties. But hey, if you don't have those fancy 5 stars, throw in Verena or even Bai Shi. Don't worry, Lumi's not picky. She's like that one friend who can vibe with anyone at a party. Yuan Wu will also be a great partner for her because he will provide her energy at the same time off-field damage, considering that he's a 4-star. So if you don't have Yinlin or you don't plan to get Yinlin in the second half of 1.4, Yuan Wu could be the unit that you can rely on in order to resonate with Lumi. For those who wants a buffer for Lumi, you could go with Sanhua. Also, Mortifi could be a great sub DPS for Lumi as long as you give him the 5-piece Moonlit Clouds, and he will buff her attack whenever he switches to Lumi. What about the 2 5-star Electro DPSs? We're talking about Calcharo and also Xiangli Yao. Well, those two definitely will deal more damage. If ever you decide to pair them with Lumi, I would suggest convert Lumi into a sub DPS buffer. And in order to do that, instead of going with Lingering Tunes or Void Thunder, you give Lumi Moonlit Clouds instead. Now, I know what you're thinking. Will Lumi break the meta? Well, probably not. She's a 4-star after all. But if you're a new player and manage to pull her, you bet she's going to carry you through the early game like the absolute teenage queen that she is. Alrighty, that's everything you need to know about Lumi, our upcoming Electro Broadblade wielding legend, based on the current beta. Do note that Lumi's kit is not yet finalized, and until Kuru Games confirms her kit, do treat the information here with a grain of salt. Having said that, if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button like Lumi smashes enemies. And don't forget to subscribe for more Wuthering Waves content and hit that notification bell as well. Because we've got some fire content on the way. And until next time, peace out and good luck with your pulls. Let's hope the Gaja gods are kind to you. Maraming salamat po and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!